get home with my lady. I kiss her on the cheek, sit down on the sofa, start lamenting. I said, baby, I'm so glad you're home. Oh, my week has been so long. She said, I know just what to do. Let me go get a glass for you, and we'll be sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality, cause I got you and you got me, and we gon' be alright. Yeah, sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality for tonight, cause I got you and we gon' be alright. Sit back, relax, enjoy the time, chillin' with my lady right by my side. She gets a little heavy-handed, but I'm experienced and I can stand it. I'm feeling so mellow, I just forgot about the week. Oh, I'm gonna pour another one or two for my boo. She'll take another one and we'll be sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality, cause I got you and you got me, and we gon' be alright. Yeah, sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality for tonight, cause I got you and we gon' be alright. Just relaxing, sipping on gin with the tonic on the side and a lemon twist. Imagine this, yeah. Just relaxing, sipping on gin with the tonic on the side and a lemon twist. Imagine this, yeah. Sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality, cause I got you and you got me, and we gon' be alright. Yeah. Sipping on gin and tonic, dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality for tonight, cause I got you and we gon' be alright. Sipping on gin and tonic, sipping on, sipping on. Forget reality, cause I got you and you got me, and we gon' be alright. Yeah, sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality for tonight, cause I got you and we gon' be alright. Sipping on gin and tonic. Never thought of falling in love again, no never, but my heart's been stolen again. This time, hope it lasts forever. We'll go beyond, 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 beyond. It's been a while now since love's been in this place. You see, many have tried, but no one could take your place, girl. Why you so beautiful? I see the future in your face, baby. Never in a million years I thought that you'd be mine, girl. That you'd be mine, girl. Never thought I would fall. No, never. But my heart's been stolen again. But my heart's been stolen. Last forever. We'll go. Ooh, baby. We'll go, baby. We keep going and growing, girl. The best thing is ooh, nobody ever told. Nieces, aunties, wives, you're all amazing. I try to describe you are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You have birthed the nations. A nurturer you are. You bless us with your wisdom, and you tended every scar. You have found me broken. You have shown me light. You ignited all my passions and loved me through the night. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing. I try to describe you are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
To be a woman is to be blessed with unparalleled intuition, to be powerful, power independent of place or position. To be a woman is to be a mother, giving birth to sons and daughters, ideas, institutions, and business ventures. To be a woman is to be the current inspiration, the future aspiration of a young lady, of a little girl.
You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of light. You're a gem, a diamond flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're an African queen flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. So you are amazing. I try to describe you are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. You are woman. You are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. So you are woman. Hey. And when obstacles manifest as natural, you are born for this.
To be a woman is to be the heart of the system, to be the one who brings life into our world.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Neil. He is your host, and my brother from another mother, Derek.
Yeah.
And together we are here with another edition of the Senate Podcast. Now, yep. No, tonight we have a guest. You see, we didn't promo this, but we have a guest. Our guest is... She's a follower. She's a person, but she's a woman. She's a woman. She is one of our avid watchers, and we introduce Crystal. Crystal, good night, Crystal.
Hi.
Crystal, you there?
Yes, I am. You can hear me?
Well, you can tell the people now. Go ahead. They can hear you now.
Hi, good night, everybody. How everybody doing?
Right.
I hear against Derek and you. Fingers crossed.
Wow.
Right. So this is not a versus. Let us understand. This is not what
That's
this is. But we first things first, Crystal. What we do here is we ask everybody how they're doing, and as you know, they say ladies first.
Yep.
You know,
Forget gentlemen.
as is men's mental health month and can't but that. How are you doing?
Hold on. You're meant to you. But I am good. Thanks for asking. Sore from the gym, but good overall.
What are
How
you
about
talking
you?
about, man?
Okay. I am not the best, if I'm gonna be honest. I will talk about this in another space at another time, but it has been challenging for me mentally for a very long time, and it has come to kind of a head. I am here. I'm here. That's all I could tell you. I want to thank everybody that reached out to me, everybody that, sending me well wishes, everything like that. Thank you very much. But this is not the space nor the time to talk about those things. Derek, how are you doing, my brother?
I am here. I am well. I am in the crank. Good to be here with both of you guys. This has become a good friend in a relatively short time. You, my brother, for the better part of 3 decades now. So yeah, man, I am good. I am great. As Chris said, just a little sore from the gym. Shout out to gym in the house. And yeah, man, we here and we ready to rock.
All right. No, before we get into it, let us say goodnight to the people that are here. Steve, Priya, Cherish, Philip. Good night, everybody. Hope everybody is well. As I said, we were off last week. That was personal reasons, but we are here. We are cranking. And we thank you for your patience and understanding as we took that little break. It was necessary. It was needed. So we appreciate that. And we appreciate people still rocking with us, still coming to watch with us and everything like that. Now, before we get into it, we obviously would have had some sweet singing from some young fellas there. So from the western part of the world, the Caribbean, some acapella, led by a certain co-host of a very popular misogynistic show on YouTube. So, Derek, tell us about G-Syndicate. Tell us how is G-Syndicate and what's going on there?
Yeah, man. The fella's good. We had a great rehearsal last night. Fella's doing well. And it is finally here. We're gonna release the virtual show on Sunday at 7 o'clock, right here on YouTube. So you can tune in for that. We're gonna be giving you some Caribbean music, some original music, some music from North America, some R&B, some old time R&B and thing. You know, Crystal and all that there. So from back in the 90s and thing. But
Wait. How old Crystal is?
yeah, let me talk with that, Crystal. How old are you?
They say, wait, hold on. They say never ask a young lady her age, but of course that's antiquated and
Yeah.
you know. So how old are you, Crystal?
I'll be 29 next month.
29.
Yeah, she young enough to be able to say it.
Yeah. That's all right. But yeah, continue telling us about G-Syndicate, where to find and everything.
Yeah, G-Syndicate6.com, G-Syndicate6 on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and also G-Syndicate6 on Instagram, but spell out 6, SIX6. Yeah, man, that's where you find the fellas. We can be there. We can let go some music on Sunday evening at 7, so you can tune in for that, right?
All right. So, and of course, you are indeed watching this. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, hit notification bell so you don't miss anything coming down the pipeline. Do content a few 5 days a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays we do Senate shorts. Those are a bit lighthearted, but still we try to disseminate some sort of, I guess, knowledge. Even though that's not always about man-woman thing, because we got a wild one coming tomorrow. But it's not always about the man-woman thing. It's about life. We just, giving a bit of commentary on what we find or what Derek really finds around the social media streets. And then, of course, we do this podcast here every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m., where we talk more about the man-woman thing. We talk a bit more seriously about things going on with men from a man's perspective and about life and the man-woman thing. So, you're watching, give us a like, give us a dislike. This content is completely free for you to absorb and to retain, so you could just hit a like, dislike if you want to stop the marauders of misogyny. Jeez, Don Bread.
Big up Mr. Sawyer, man.
Big up Mr. Sawyer. No, of course, as you know, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, Derek will go on social media, particularly Facebook. Give us a like, follow on Facebook, the Senate Podcast page. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, Derek will go on there to get the conversation going, to post what we're going to be talking about tonight or on the next episode of the podcast. And this is, of course, no different. We are Kevin. Good night. Thanks for joining us, my brother. And of course, this is no different. There is talking about no good deed, and this one, it's gonna be interesting. We have a woman here that can't accuse us of not seeking out women, not bringing women on. Because a lot of people ask us there. A lot of Crystal, you don't know, boy, behind the scenes, tell you for balance, we need to bring on women. We need to have women. Why we don't bring on more women and everything that. And of course, if we are gonna be very honest, most women are not brave enough to come as we invite them onto the show. Crystal is very brave. So, but of course, it's not, again, this is not antagonistic. This is not, you see the young people there. Yeah. Anyhow, but again, this is not antagonistic. This is a conversation. Of course, if we are going to have a debate, there will be different opinions. And like, I can tell Crystal about she mother and she can tell me against something. So that's not going to happen, at least not from my standpoint. Yeah. So, let's get into it.
Not here.
No, there's not any good night. So there, over to my brother, lead us in sermon.
Yeah, man. Annie C, good night to you. Good to see you checking in. Yeah, we here for the discussion, as Neil would have said, and it's always good. I love to have these kind of discussions. That's the truth. Crystal would be here to tell you. We frequently have a quick discourse in the gym from time to time. Usually very lighthearted, but we are able to kind of share, have a little back and forth. So I thought Crystal would be a good person to have here, and we'll be able to share, bounce off some ideas, see what's really going on, get her views, and obviously me give my views as male. Neil, I don't know if you are going to give your usual commentary, or if you can just turn that over to Crystal, or if you would interject in between.
I would fit in where I get him, man.
All right, no problem. So we're gonna crank it off today, guys, with a video. This was sent in one of my basketball chats. So big up my guy Marcus Thompson. He always has a very, let's just say Marcus and I see things very, very differently, almost polar opposites. But I actually must invite Marcus to come on and have a chat.
That would be very, very interesting.
because we tend to see things be diametrically opposed as the man-woman thing sometimes. So it'd be interesting to have a chat with Marcus. But let's have a watch of this video, hear what's being said, and then we can come back and again say shout out Rian, see Tariq in the house,
yep.
Tango Fox, and Lee. Shout out to all you guys.
Yep. All right, so we can get into it.
I want to deal with a single mother. I don't want to deal with a woman that's over 200 pounds.
All right, I get it. I promise. I got it the first time, I got it the second time, I got it the third time. How many goddamn podcasts do we need? Some man coming up in here and telling me what he likes to suck and what he likes to fuck. Completely unprovoked. Nobody asked. I just see these goddamn videos on my For You page. Every time I press not interested, I scroll away. I press not interested. I scroll away. You come back for more. You won't leave me the fuck alone. I'm sick and tired. The women you're talking about are tired. The women you're not talking about are tired. The men in the back are tired. Shit, the non-binary people are asleep. We all want to go home and you will not fucking let us. It is June 2022 and we are still doing this shit. What is it that you need exactly? What do I have to do for you to leave me alone? Was it me? Did I come up to you with a Glock and tell you to go put your penis in that single mother over there or else I'm gonna shoot? I don't recall doing that at any point. You don't want to sleep with these women? Don't.
Wait, man, what? Well, I don't know if Crystal, I don't know if Crystal able to see that video. What was that? What was that?
Yeah,
Anyway,
man. Yeah.
Your monologue, your time. Go ahead.
Right. So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Marcus posted it. I didn't really comment on it because, again, I didn't feel it disturbing my chi and oneness. Because he said it like after midnight or something like that. I didn't feel like disturbing my chi and oneness at that time. So I just kind of looked at it, had a laugh. I don't think that's what he intended, but I had a laugh. And I kept it trucking. Anyhow, folks, let's go. As you come on in, guys, I saw Denny's and Aston coming. Good night to you guys. Hit the like button on the way in. That's the price of admission. So hit the like button and let me go, right? So my former principal, I quote her often here in this space, Mrs. Jennifer Hoyt, rest in peace to her. She always said to me, Marshall, you have to meet people where they are. And sometimes you have to leave them there, right? Now, we just saw video, and for those of you, that was just a snippet of the video. The video is like 2 minutes and change, but I clipped that first minute because I thought that kind of hammered home the point I want to get, right? I agree with that young man, as entertaining as he was. I agree with that young man. I know that's surprising to most of you, but I agree with him, right? And I say all the time to the guys I talk to, you have to choose with your feet. And if you don't want what the ladies are offering, simply leave them out. Yeah, as the young man said, if you don't want to deal with them, don't. And I could dig that, you know what I mean? But it seems as if we've come to a place where men in general, black men in particular, are choosing to do just that. And as Mrs. Hoyt would say, leave some women where they are. But in the interest of balance, we have a woman in the panel tonight. We got women in the chat. So in the interest of balance, I'm going to say we're going to leave some people where they are, right? Because this goes either way, right? But I want to ask a question specific to men tonight, right? Why is this occurring, right? Is it that we've come to the place in dating and mating where men don't want to mix with single women, right? They don't want to go to a place where they can find single women, right? Now, firstly, it seems as if black men have received the I don't need a man message loud and clear, right? The interesting thing about this particular dynamic is that you've never heard men en masse saying that they don't need a woman, right? But if we wanted to, we could turn on social media any day of the week and we could hear black women saying that they don't need a man, right? Any arbitrary day. Shoot, turn on the TV. No, we probably see that, right? So it seems as if men have heard it. I know there seems to be a tacit agreement to stay away and for men to go where they can get the respect and the appreciation that they think they deserve, right? Men en masse seem to be choosing to go their own way, and that is actually a movement, MGTOW, right? Men going their own way. So men seem to be doing, MGTOW, Crystal. It's a thing. MGTOW, MGTOW. Men going their own way. I swear to you guys, yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
Crystal and everybody in chat, I do not make up this stuff.
Nope.
I do a lot of research, right? I don't make up this stuff, right? MGTOW, SYSBM, Save Yourself Black Man, is another movement going on right now. SY, yeah, you can do it, work with your initials. That's another one. And then they got black pillars that just don't deal with women at all, right? At all. Not that they're homosexual, but as I get that in a minute, right? Some men are choosing to not deal with some of the treatment that they get from women, right? Now, over the weekend, folks, quite a few of you guys sent me a clip of a young lady who went to a singles mixer where there were no men present. So we can have a watch of that clip. Neil, if you got it there queued up for me. Yeah. We can have a watch of that clip and we can come back, right?
Yeah. All right. As you ready, we go.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
Well, I hope you don't get, because that's a big track there, but I hope you don't get copyright for that. But you know, sometimes when I see things like that, God is good. God is good. God is good.
Yeah. So that was that, right? A lot of you sent it, right? A lot of you sent it. Now, many women made a point in the comments. I didn't go into the comments. I just saw them because a lot of people commented on this particular video, right? This was going viral over the weekend, right? And a lot of women in particular made the point that black men didn't want to be with black women, and that this was yet another case of black women waiting in vain like Bob Marley to love black men who aren't interested in them, right? One lady, she even made the point that the men were at the white mixer or the gay mixer, once again trying to propagate the narrative that black men are overly attracted to white women, and those who aren't overly attracted to white women are actually, mostly gay, right? So let's hear what she had to say in this regard.
This is the woman saying, black men.
Yeah.
Just give me a second here. Something. All right.
Let's see Andrea in the host, man. Show to Andrea.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah. I know you were show to Andrea. That's Toddy's girl from the gym. Bear trouble in there. You terrible twosome.
All right. Well, good night, Andrea. Thanks for joining us. All right, let me get this lady on screen.
And this was a perfect illustration of how black women are waiting on black kings that's not coming. The black men were at the white girl mixer or the gay mixer. Black women don't know these things. I don't know why.
Let me ask you a question there. I got a question for you.
Yeah, man, hit me with it.
Right. I know we've not been. We didn't go live last week, and I haven't been feeling the best or whatever. Did you purposely choose this topic to kind of light the fire under me? Like, is this? Because this shaping up to be a lot of.
Well, if you realize we had another topic scheduled for last week, and they kind of put down the back burner to bring this forward, right? So,
because to me, I think it rather ridiculous that because the same group of women that don't want the black man say the black man broke, black man ain't a good, dusty, all sorts of things. Is the same saying that we are the white women or we are the white people thing or we gay? I love it. I love it.
Horse train, my brother. Horse train. Horse train.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see the guys in the chat saying that apparently there were men at the mixer. Yes, I saw that as well, and that the lady was just giving her own version of things to kind of get some clout. And I've told you guys in this space several times over, divers upon divers of times, that clout is no more important to people than money, it seems. And people are doing anything for clout, right? So let me say before I go any further, just because black men choose not to attend a mixer with black women doesn't mean that they immediately are dealing with white women or that they're gay. But shoot, that's I would think, I'd like to think that would be, stand to reason, but these are the shaming tactics that
don't
we
get
try
clicks.
to highlight.
That don't get clicks and follows and retweets.
This particular lady, I think we can go into her a little bit later, but more in depth on another show, right? We ain't got enough time for this particular show for that video, right? But we can get there, right?
Right.
So that's the first one. Secondly, I think black men have received the message that we aren't good enough for black women. So yeah, Neil, you were just a step or two ahead of me, right?
I see where you're going.
Yeah. No, we've been told that, we too short, we too broke, as Neil would say, we too dusty, we don't earn enough, we ain't handsome enough, we belly ain't flat enough. So why should men now waste money, energy, attention, and time, MEAT, money, energy, attention, and time, to attain a mixer only to be subject to ridicule and eventually rejection? That's the question I would love to know, right? Now, men are aware that the women who attend these mixers are single for a reason, and it's the best to allow them the right to continue to be single. Yeah. There's a reason why that they mix in the first place, right? Do you really think that those women there at that mixer, attractive women, can't find good, decent, upstanding men who are interested in them? I find that hard to believe, right? So what else could it be? Could it be the attitude? Could it? The reality is that black women know the things they have to do to make themselves more attractive to men in the dating market, but they simply choose not to do them, right? So let's hear what our friend, we can, let's hear what she has to say. This ain't me, this is what she has to say about women interacting with women, because the argument was proffered that the women could have just interacted with each other at the mixer and meets other women. You know what I mean? Let's hear what she has to say.
All right.
And I saw some comments was like, black women should have just made friends with other black women. Okay, that's really cute if black women were not so hateful against each other, but it's a very positive way of thinking, and I admire the women who thought that maybe black women could be somewhere to get along. That's beautiful.
Dolly's off your shaking head.
Dolly's no she shaking shit.
Anyhow, we can get there.
No. If according to this lovely lady, black women are hateful. That's the word she used, not me. They are hateful. Yeah, she kind of selling out the team, right? Dolly's selling out the team. If black women are hateful to each other and can't even interact or get along with each other, then how are we as men supposed to do it, right? Now, studies have shown that black men, check this, are more willing to be in long-term relationships than black women. Yeah, I expected that response.
Oh,
I expected that expression.
No, Crystal,
right?
you're going to do your whole work, man. Come on.
Yeah. Studies have shown that.
I hear you. Say again.
Tell me again. It can't be true.
Long-term relationship.
Yeah. But that we can say we can bring you back for another show to talk about that, right? So trying to start a relationship, something substantial, with women who are, let's use the word, wait, what was there? Hateful to each other and can't get along. It's kind of like a recipe for disaster, right? And how many times do we as men need to see this particular situation play out before we understand that, no good deed goes unpunished, right? So allow me to explain what I mean, right? A few weeks ago, we did a live stream about the breakup of Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey, right? Some of you would have been present here for that live stream. That live stream happened to come the day after we did a short about a young lady who rejected a nuclear physicist for the U.S. Army on an online dating show. Right? Now check this. Right? Louis Harvey is out in these streets. Let me get where it gone? Right?
Minister Future.
Mr. Future. She rode the streets with Trey Songz, Lewis Hamilton, P. Diddy's son, then P. Diddy himself, Akon's brother, and Future, right? Consider this, gentlemen. None of them attempted to wife her up. None. Right? There's a reason for that, right? Along comes Michael B. Jordan with his Good Samaritan ass, trying to wife her up to save her from the streets. And before people start coming for me, talking about, oh, Derek, you don't know what happened between them in the relationship. Oh, Derek, we only know what was presented for public consumption.
It was a real relationship to start. I hear all that.
Yeah. He may have been abusive to her.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let me say up front. On this we agree. He may have been all those things, right? But we had no problem talking about hashtag couple goals when we saw the good treatment, right? We operated in good faith. We accepted it in good faith, and we accepted the PR when he was renting out venues for a private function to wine and dine this chick, right? We had no problem with that. There was no mention of abuse or just being a PR thing. So I don't want that talk now, right? And then Michael B. Jordan get curved. Well, not get curved, but he realized he wanted to go to something else. She didn't want to. And that was that, right? No good deed goes unpunished, right? And let me bring this one too, right? Because, man, we got to be careful. We have to be careful. Let's take a look at actress and comedian Monique, right? Monique. Don't worry, you're going to land the plane in a minute. Stay with me, right? Oprah, Bill Packer, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, even freaking Netflix, all have refused to work with Monique. There's a reason for that. Along comes D.L. Hughley with his Good Samaritan ass, trying to save her. I gave her the opportunity to work, to earn, right? She didn't like the billing or whatever. After she signed a contract upon which her husband, who's her manager, agreed, right? And then she gets on stage and proceeds to, as D.L. Hughley puts it, eviscerate, that's the word he used, eviscerate him and Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was up on the show, he had nothing to do with the show, but he get peace on stage too, right? She talked about D.L. Hughley. She talked about how his wife sucks the coward's penis. And how she, that's what she said on stage, how she could do that. And then subsequently, how D.L. Hughley failed to protect his daughter from a sexual assault when she was a teenager, right? None of these things really had anything to do, right, Tollies? Yeah. None of these things really had anything to do with her contract issues that she would have had with D.L. Hughley, but she found a way to put them in the public domain, right? Now, here's the thing. D.L. Hughley has admitted that this was a situation of his own doing because he had no right dealing with Monique after so many others had made a decision not to deal with Monique. She has since apologized to D.L. Hughley. However, as his title of tonight's show goes, no good deed goes unpunished, right?
I thought he was gonna say the damage already done.
I'm really gonna get that as a soul clip, right? So I want to ask the questions here tonight, right? If nobody chooses to work with Monique after this latest debacle, at whose feet will the fault lie, right? If no man of upstanding repute decided to deal with Lori Harvey after her flippant approach to her relationship with Michael B. Jordan, at whose feet would the fault lie? I'll tell you, I can land it now. Gentlemen, if you are a good man, it is necessary, because they went all the way around the world to bring it back here, for you to make better dating and mating decisions as you go forward in your life. And if that means ignoring a plethora of single women at a mixer, then do that, right? We as men, we need to have a better system by which we vet our partners, right? Because many times we put our lives on self-destruct mode by having people around us. And women, you can embrace this message too, because sometimes you women go and there some people you're not already dealing with and you know it. We put our lives on self-destruct mode by having people around us who have no reason, who do not deserve to be there, right? And I can borrow a clip from my guy Obsidian Mumia Ali, right? In the 1967 movie, right? I know this is, you don't know what this kind of thing, right? Right? To Sir with Love, right?
Big one.
Yeah, starring Sidney Poitier. He plays a teacher called Mark Thackeray, right? His character made the point that the young ladies in his class needed to show the young men in the class that they were worthy and appreciative of the kindnesses and chivalry extended to them by the young men, right? A good man is a rare commodity. A rare commodity indeed. I ain't talking about Pookie and Rare here, right? I'm talking about nobody like me by block and sell it to sell for bike still. Whatever it is, selling the fight bike and hustling and that kind of. We ain't talking about that. We talking about good men that's do what they're supposed to do. Yeah. Who want to have stable, satisfying relationships with women. They treat the women like queens. And as such, they deserve to be treated like kings. Right? Gents, you need to understand that your non-sexual meat, money, energy, attention, time. Your money, energy, attention, time, that shit ain't cheap, and it certainly ain't free. Well, it shouldn't be. And not every woman will be worthy of you as a good man. Shoot. And because before when it come for me, ladies, I'm sure every man is worthy of you. And you would say it point blank. Shoot, if we go back up top to the top of the show, the women say point blank. Yeah, we too short, do this, do that, and next and third. So women have said it. Women have said it. We ain't taking this, we ain't taking that, we ain't taking that. Men, we need to do the same thing. We need to have standards for ourselves, follow the women's lead in this regard, have standards for ourselves, and hold to that standard, right? Men not turn up at a mixer, that ain't surprising to me, right? That's surprising to me. I mean, we can see it more and more, right? We can see it more and more because that's how it's going. If you decide, hey, well, you don't need a man, you don't want a man, okay, again.
That ain't no problem.
That's no problem. Why should check me if you don't want me? You know what I mean? And that's how men operate, right? If you ain't checking for me, all right, it may say me butting my head up on the wall, powerful least resistance, right? Gentlemen, I urge you to invest your money, energy, attention, and time with women who have proven to you that they are deserving of it. Should you as a man choose to be indiscriminate with your money, energy, attention, and time, and share it with the deserving and undeserving alike, then you will have to face the consequences. Just remember though, no good deed goes unpunished.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. But the most important word there is share. Share the content so that we can get the word out there and we can build this community, or dislike so that you could stop us as pompous setting proponents of the patriarchy. Yes, right? So we have, before I don't want this to be how we normally do it, where Derek says something, I say something, and then we're gonna meet. I do have some opinions here, and we will get to that in due course. But we do have a woman here. We do have a guest, and it is important that first we get her perspective on this. Now,
Yep.
while we were off here, it was interesting because we were having a very brief conversation. As Derek calls Crystal tally, she is tall, and of course, we know that uh, women like men that they could look up to physically, right? But his, I mean, I see Crystal laughing, but I know it's her. But it's interesting because I purposely asked her, okay, as a tall woman, what kind of men do you like, etc. And she told me she's understanding that not every man walking about the street is over 6'1". The average man is about 6'7". So she has a very wide range of anything like that. Not saying that when a man is again she DMs and look for she and things like that. Don't do that. This is not what this is, right? But the reason why I asked that is because I was trying to see as a tall person what her standards are, right? So I guess I will ask Crystal. We'll give the floor to Crystal now. Derek would obviously given us a very good monologue about the whole situation and everything like that. But I would like to hear from you in terms of first things first. We know that a lot of women go out there and they say, you don't need a man, men in a good this and that, next to rah 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 rah. I'm sure you see a part of that probably daily. But my question to you is, have you noticed a change, one in women and two in men, in how they approach the man woman dynamic today?
For me, in terms of men, with what I've experienced, I can only talk about what I've experienced.
Right.
The dynamic will be, for women, unfortunately, it is a situation now where, like Derek said, social media plays a major part in the big picture. So I've heard women say, "Oh, what if he ain't got a big schlong? I don't want it. If he ain't dark skin, if he ain't got money, if he do that, like it's gotten worse and worse and worse
Sure.
over a period of time. I think that has to do with social media, just like Derek said about Laurie Harvey. Everyone goes and see couple goals. Social media is a lie. If no one ever told you that, social media is a lie.
Big facts.
I could post looking real good, but at the time when they post it, real pop down, like I don't understand why people would have thought that Laurie Harvey would have been somebody to say couple goals towards, but okay. But for men though, it's the same thing, unfortunately. In terms of like the mixer, I think it's more to the situation because at one point I was like, okay, there's no men at all. There's always going to be
Always.
you know, I don't want to sound like, you know what, it's downgrading me. But at some point in time, a plethora of women and not a man, like not one. Then got somebody come up in there and gonna be everybody gonna be like, exactly, thirsty. You want to talk to 5 different women, you get 5 different women numbers. So I don't understand. I think because I saw in the comments someone was saying that had restrict, like the people that come in had to be above a certain height for making this amount of money, had to be in this area. And if that is the case, well then I'm glad they didn't come either, because you don't know where you're gonna find in a person. You get where I'm coming from? Like,
yeah, I get you.
Of what you really want could come up in there and be the best thing ever. So in that case, I can't agree with that, and I'm glad they didn't go either, because at the end of the day, women are always, long before men started it, kept saying, I don't want a man that's do this. If he can't do this, I don't want him. Men just unfortunately join on his bandwagon, following in suit.
Well, I mean, to answer to your point about joining the bandwagon, I mean, as there is often said, enough is sufficient. At some point, if you get drilled into your head that, because I'm not even gonna go from the standpoint of, I don't need a man or anything like that. It's just that the standard for which women have men. I mean, yes, you want a good man. That is fine. Nobody is saying that a woman or a man should not want a good man or woman. That is, to me, par for the course. You want somebody to treat you with respect. You want somebody to value you in their life, etc. Right? Yeah. But by that same token, when you place a lot of these physical and financial and materialistic standards on a man, like for example, a man, shoot, I sure have got women out there. I am pretty sure I've seen it where they're tall women like yourself that say they don't want a man below them height. No, coupling that you 6'1" put on heels, but that man gonna be 6'7". You understand to holler at you to get eye to eye with you, right? So I mean, there are some standards that are placed on men, and I think that after a while, the average man, because when you talk about the Derek calls it the 20%, maybe even less than that, but the men that women want in terms of physically, status wise, financially, etc., man got fancy, etc., those men are few and far between. The average man is 5'7". The average man makes maybe $3,000 a month. The average man, may have a pot belly. You know what I mean? The average man may have to make sacrifices in his life. So he may not have a Benz or a Beamer or anything like that. He might not even be able to fly you out to Ibiza every 2 months or anything like that. So I think that men kind of saw that trend of women saying we have gotten our empowerment and societal independence through. I see you got something you want to jump in.
But before that was happening, men would say, I want a woman that can cook, clean, keep the house, go work, children. If she ain't doing anything, she harm. She get done with.
Well, okay. Well, let's talk about that. Well, let's talk about that because let's talk about that because you are right. You know what I mean? I don't think it was. All right. No, let me say that. But you do have a point. Man, back in the day, the men want a woman that's cooked, clean. Take care of children, take care of home, etc. But of course, the dynamic was very different back then. Women were not allowed to go to certain schools, were not allowed to do certain subjects. Women were not allowed to do certain things in society. So what were the options? The options were to stay at home and take care of. And then, of course, we didn't have inventions like with contraceptives and stuff like that, birth control. So every time we sleep together, a child popping out. When we got 5 children, somebody got to start to take care of children. I'm just saying. Right?
I get that. But all I'm saying is it stems from one person started by saying, this is what I want first.
Right.
So when women get to finally go to school, go to certain places, make their own decisions, they start saying, you know what? I want X, Y, Z.
And that has changed.
Continue.
Yeah, no, that exact dynamic has changed how marriage now functions, because before, as Nia said, every time we sit together, a child pop out. So now not to mention before the industrialization and all that, we work in ground, right? So we got a big family because someone can help with the cows, someone can help with the sheep, these can bring water up on the day, that kind of thing. And we all work in the ground. But industrialization, we ain't dealing with the farming no more. So we now got smaller families. They say contraception come in. We smaller families. Then women going into the workforce, right? So now women got their own independence. They could buy what they want to buy. They could go where they want to go. Suddenly now, the protection of a man not so important. You know what I mean? If I need anything done, I could pay for it on my own. I need a plumber in the house. Hire out a plumber. You know what I mean? The roof won't fix it. Call a roofer. You know what I mean? I go to grass cut. Pay somebody cut your grass. I got my own money. I could do it. I don't need a man in the house for that. Right? Also, for technological advancement. So I don't need somebody in the house for protection. You know what I mean? I install my fancy alarm system. That'll keep me safe at night. Right?
Doesn't get robbed.
You know what I mean? But you get the point. Because of the progression of things and the natural evolution of things, you find that men become more and more expendable, for want of a better term. So the marriage has shifted, the relationships have shifted because of this. And now, but that's a whole other topic in terms of equality and all that, but I ain't against that right now. But because the dynamic has shifted, now you don't need marriage to kind of get through life like that. You look at marriage and say, look, I like doing certain things, you like doing the same things, let me get together and go forward and see how it works.
I just think it's a cycle, a continuous cycle. Because if it started one way, women get independence, like you said, technology come into play, so now women can say what they want, and now we're back here, men saying what they want because no, a woman can do what she feels like.
Right.
Me. So I can now choose what I want. Before, like you said, I would have to marry Bertha because she got good birthing hit. She ain't give me 10 children to go through. But no, Bertha, I need a Megan Fox because she can give me good, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's
at the end
very
of the day,
true.
it's and where no again men are voicing what they want. Before they were saying it silently. Or it would be seen in patterns. Like you would see a man that you like and everything he got a woman, he got red skin woman with a big box C. He's basically saying
I feel attacked. Going on? I feel attacked, man. What's up with that?
I'm sorry, I'm not attacking you, but you get where I'm coming from. It's just like so now we're back at the cycle where men are expressing what they want because women no longer need them for protection.
Mm-hmm.
But they can choose what they want.
So now it's a case where, all right, you don't need me for protection, you don't need me for XYZ. You got it on your own. That's fine. We work with it. Since you don't need me for that, you don't need me for those things. And I raised with a single mother. More often than not, I could cook, clean, wash, stars, and everything for myself. So I don't need you for them things either. So we getting together for sex. That's what we getting together for. Huh?
Not necessarily.
But
because if you knew the way that we can start talking, I know I could wash, I could cook, I could clean. You can also do the same thing. We have to find other things to mesh and bond over. And once we decide that okay, we're doing this thing, responsibilities will be had.
Right.
It can be a verbal conversation or it's something that happen naturally. I can probably gravitate towards washing, you will gravitate towards cleaning, maybe cooking, and vice versa. I don't think it necessarily just has to be sex because you could go and pay for sex too. You don't gotta get in a relationship and get all them problems.
This is so true, and a lot of men are doing exactly that. They're just saying, "Sure, I could just pay for it." One person puts it best, right? Men go into arrangements like that, and they pay for the woman to leave. As bad as that sounds, because I don't have to. After we finish the business, I am paying you to leave. I am paying you for the business. I'm paying for you to, when it done, get it and left. I ain't gonna deal with no more headaches, no more stress. Consider this: during the lockdown last year or year before, it's 2022, so maybe year, either last year or year before, there was a man who died in an accident trying to beat curfew. Right? He went to visit a very well-known lady of the night.
Yeah.
And in his attempt to beat the curfew home, he got in an accident and he died, right? He had a wife at home. You know what I mean? He had a wife at home and he was willing to leave, get in trouble with the law, and eventually lose his life to go and deal with a lady in the night, as opposed to trying to humbug his wife to get some.
What I would say is though, I find this very interesting because first let's talk about something. Like I understand the point that back in the day, men wanted a woman that had certain qualities and had certain things, right? Childbearing hips, the ability to cook and clean, take care of children, be domesticated, etc. Right? Let's look at what women want today. Women want a man that is tall. Women want a man that has abs. Women want a man that has a lot of money. A woman want things that you can find a lot of women. Let's think about it like this. If we take the data pool of all the women in Barbados that could cook and clean, take care of children, etc. There are far more of those women out there than men that are over 6 feet, have 6 figures, 6 abs, and have 6 inches of wood.
Boy, you might be surprised in these times. Beanie Man said it years ago. Y'all them know what they say. Can't pay banana. There are so many young girls you were ready to know. As the old man said, I had not for whistling cattle. They know me water boy. No offense to young girls in the chat, but you run into so many of them that will tell you, yeah, I don't cook. I can't cook. You know what I mean?
Well, I have not come across any of those. Crystal,
good luck for you.
Crystal, I could hope and assume that you could cook. Right, good. So then I don't know about what you speak. But anyhow, I think I just I just find it interesting. I just find it interesting that I just find it interesting that we have come to a so men were too far left, or less no, men were too far right. Now women, obviously through feminism and everything like that, we are now gone too far left. And now men are going are trying to kind of I don't want to say pull it back right, but walking away from it. The point is I'm trying to make is that at some point there has to be a recognition that we need each other, and there has to be a recognition that the hate on black men, particularly black men, needs to be addressed because um, we are at a space where we are all lumped up. Tall men, dark men, bald men, red skin men, brown. It don't matter. The point is, um, I drive a car. I had a woman see my car and say, I bet you got enough for me because you got a two-door car. So now another woman now gonna say, if you don't got a car, don't come around me. So it's like it is
I
a
don't want no scrubs.
exactly. So to me, I find and I know this is not the prevailing thought of all women. I know this is not the prevailing thought of all black women. But at some point, there was an article in the paper today. I don't know if Derek plan to address this at some point, or whatever. But there was an article in the paper today. It was an opinion piece that spoke about essentially abuse that Benjamin are abusive, etc., is in Barbados today, right? And I read that article, and I'm saying, and I find articles and thoughts where people are saying that men are dangerous and men are bad and this and that next. I find that very dangerous. I find that akin to saying negative things about any group of people. So, like you say, black women are I don't know what was said about black women, but let's say let's carry it to race, right? You say black people are lazy. You know what I mean? That is a dangerous thing to say, right? Because you say that you create a stereotype and then people judge you individually based on a stereotype. So now as a Barbadian man, I go and meet somebody, say, oh, he's a Barbadian man. I read this article that said all Barbadian, well, Bajan men abusive, right? So I find that very, very dangerous to say that. For me, I think that men are just tired, right? I think by and large, men that are substance are of substance. We are tired of just being, just doing, just moving along. You know, we may not be rich men, we may not be, Jeff Bezos, or we are thousandaires, as Derek would say, right? We live paycheck to paycheck, we just going about our business, right? But we are good men, and we are tired of being told that either one, you ain't good enough because you don't match a certain criteria that is unrealistic, or two, you are being held to the experiences of other men that would have treated you bad. Because two men treat you bad in your dating cycle, I mean, all of you out here is like Turner, and all of you about here about playing certain games, right? So, let me try to circle back here. Now, Crystal, I want to ask you a question regarding in your, and obviously you could decide how much you want to share or not, but in your experience, are you of the belief that you don't need a man? What was your thought process on needing a man in 2022? Do you need a man?
To a certain extent, yes.
Okay, elaborate.
For the things that I can get done, I feel that if we get in a relationship, a situationship, if you giving me your belongings and I'm giving you my belongings, it can't only be that. So I may need you to do something that I don't know how to get done. Let me say, for example, my car. If I go to work one day and my car breaks down on the highway, the first person I can think to call is you.
Mm-hmm.
In the situation, and you're going to be able to tell me what you think it is. You can come and help, or you can tell me what to call the record.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a situation where I need to call the record, I may not need you to pay for the money. Give me the money to pay the record. I don't need you in that aspect. But I need you for emotional support and for knowledge that I don't have, because it should be a situation where I should learn from you. And if, well, obviously, I'm the younger here, over the two of you. If I can learn from the person as well, even better.
Mhm.
I don't think that I would be like, oh my God, I don't need a man. I want a man for sure. I don't need him for everything because if we supposed to be that strong, independent women and we want equality, we have to act as though we want equality and we're independent. So you can't be like, okay, I don't need a man, but then when shit hit the fan, man is dog because he don't want to come and help me. But you only want money. You know where I'm coming from?
And that's the problem. That's the problem, Crystal. I think that men are really concerned about the fact that you seem to be playing a game where the rules always change. So on the one hand, we're strong and independent today, but then tomorrow we are babe in the woods. So yeah, I don't need the man, but then come and help me. And I think that that's the challenge that a lot of men have in terms of trying to negotiate, you know, the skills, where we're going, when we're going, and but you got to say to that particular dynamic.
I'm always the baby in the woods. I don't care how strong. I'm saying help me however you can. I may not ask for it,
right?
But if we be together and you can see that I need help and you can and you're willing, you should offer it. I shouldn't have to come and tell you all the time, babe, my hair not doing. Bro, look at my hair right now. I ain't gonna beg my mom for money to do my hair. I can wait till I get the money to do it. You got what I'm coming from?
Right,
So
right.
that doesn't mean I need you for certain things. Same thing with the hair still. I may need your opinion because we together. And yes, I have friends that are females. I can ask them, but we together. We ain't just having sex. Almost
Right.
sure. We ain't
Yeah, it's a family program, though. No.
It's a family program.
your input on things. I need you for those types of things. I don't necessarily need you. Because when you say you need a man, there's when it's funny possessive ones and they don't want to let you go. You end up in the basement, never to be seen again.
Crystal, what's our data history you got?
I am very concerned. I am very, very concerned.
But you are? No? You good? You safe?
Yeah, blink twice if you need help.
Right? I wouldn't say need a man 100%, maybe 50 if things bad. Hopefully, it fluctuates. It should never go to 100. You get where I'm coming from? Because as a woman working and can do things for yourself, I should not need you for every single thing in my life.
Right.
No, I'm weird with that.
But
okay, go ahead, Neil.
Yeah, but so I had a discussion already with some women before, some older women, and when we say need a man, we don't necessarily need a man. When we say need a man, it's not that you need a man to as you say, like do everything or anything for you, right? But there is a certain energy that a man brings, particularly in emotional support or just the energy of having that man around you that is needed. Because as you say, you got girlfriends, right? And it's all fun and good. You could go for the Valentine's staycation. You go all do them things, right? But at the end of the day, when you ask most women, nothing don't beat at 2:37. You got a man wrap around you. You understand what I mean? Like your girlfriend ain't coming to do that. Shoot, you don't want your girlfriend to come and do that. You understand what I mean? And then too there, and then while there is while there is a need for validation from women that women have, right? Women, would want to know how my hair look from other women and like next and third. Sometimes you want that energy from a man as well, not necessarily from men, but from a specific man. You want that energy to know, like, I am desirable, I am sexy, and everything like that. That feeds into your emotional health and stuff like that. I'm not saying you're dependent on it, but if you're a heterosexual person, just like we as men, when they dress, you dress for yourself to feel comfortable. I go there and a woman said, "Gee, you're looking good, young boy. Your paws and size, your shirt fitting sweet. That suit look good. Your chest is getting a little bigger. You know what I mean? Your ego is getting you feel good about yourself." So I think that this notion that you need air, you need water, you need I big and independent. There is something to be said for the opposite sex emotional energy and support. So I just want to add that. Anyhow, Derek, you were making a point.
Yeah, I see Rian here saying that we don't want to be strong 24/7. I think there is nothing. Crystal, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there is nothing like your partner saying to you, "Babe, don't worry about it. I got you." You know what I mean? I think most women like to know that yeah, my partner got me, and I gotta worry about it. Yeah. So is that true?
They want that too. Not true.
Yeah. Men like to know that. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. We have a nice discussion. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, women like to know that the man got them. As you said, if something happens, they know that their mind is their soft place to land. So I don't understand why we keep trying to push this whole narrative of I ain't need a man. I don't get it. I truly don't.
And also, say that again, Crystal. Go ahead.
I don't get it either.
I think it's funny that it's funny, right? Because on social media, we know some people, whatever, and the same women that say they don't need a man and a representative or whatever like that. Every now and then you see it pop up. I wish I wish some man, somebody, some woman son would come and carry me up for drinks, or I haven't been on a date in a long time. Like it's like you gotta pick a struggle. Men are dogs. Men in the good. I don't need a man, or I would like to receive that energy every now and then. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot be the angry black woman and then still try to be soft when it suits you for your wants and desires, your whims, right? So
and expecting that people, your social media is going to be your resume, right? So if you keep putting out, well, hey, I need a man, I ain't need this. Men is shit. Men ain't no good. Men is dogs. Nobody of repute ain't stepping to you with that.
It's like when we see you out, we sir. Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, right?
Crystal goes there to say burning. Go ahead,
Go ahead, Crystal.
Your birthday. Go ahead.
I say social media is a lie. I know women personally that will repost things, but maybe it does laying on next to their man.
Yo.
And they will be laughing.
Box.
Wow.
It's your resume. You have to be
wait, Crystal, you gotta repeat all of that. You cut it in a note. I don't know why that is, but you cut it in a note. Go ahead again.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
I was just saying to what Derek said, it can't just be your resume because you have to go in it knowing that when I'm looking at this may be half truths. You get where I'm coming from?
Right. Yeah.
She may be about men being dogs, but really and truly, she just want the one man to slink DMs and text you up from off the street. Social media is a lie. Don't ever go on social media thinking that you're getting any type of truth that's more than 50%. Don't ever do it.
I agree.
And that's true, and I do accept that point, but understand that men that operate on a certain level, when they see that, they're just in dealing with it, right? They're just in dealing with it. So I'm invariably the men that ain't dealing with it gonna be the men that these women want.
True.
Right? So like most men that like operate a certain way, they're just in dealing with the headaches. Because men want peace. Men want peace. They don't want to be dealing with a woman that you got, for example, you go work every day, you gotta be holding it down, trying to manage your boss, manage your co-workers, you're trying not to curse somebody at your job. All right. Because I tell them all the time at work, it's considered my gratuity, right? Looking forward to that. Spend up on some young,
33
to say young girls. Yeah, 33 at a turn. Looking forward to spending up on some young girls, right? It's a little 20s, right? Don't judge me. Anyhow, right? So you just hold it down at work, right? So you don't want to be dealing with that. You got your family dealing with. I saw my guy O'Shea did a short here the other day. And O'Shea made the point that Steph Curry's parents have split and they've gotten together with two friends from school or whatever. So the couples essentially just switch.
Yeah.
Husband and wife just switch, right?
Yeah. The husband was.
You got that going on early in the season. he wife that had the rumors of the wife trying to get with other men and stuff like that. And he still performed at a high level, right? He eventually went into the finals. Shout out to Steph Curry and the Warriors, right? Bigger Andrew Wiggins as a Bajan.
Amen.
Or Bajan rules, right? So you don't want the normal man ain't got enough money to deal with all that kind of stress and still function at a level, right? I heard a very disturbing story today about a guy whose girlfriend left, just took away his child or whatever. There's a year now, you man to get a see child, right? And men don't want to be good with dealing with that kind of things because you will see a man going along very happy, very smiley, everything good, and then all of a sudden, man flip out. You won't know why, right? So men want peace. So when you see somebody on social media advertising, oh, the men is dogs, the men is this, and everything is a cause, everything is a war. Men ain't dealing with that. It just ain't.
Women want peace too.
Do they though? Do they though? Do they really though?
Because those same men that looking at the women posting these things have women at home. Where are you looking? Where do I have to go?
A lot of times the things just pop up because the people that you follow. I know it got.
You have a type of woman and the things that she would put up with, right? And you going to cause problems. You gonna get problems. I don't understand. We want peace too.
All right, I would like to think so.
What so to that, I think women, yes, I think everybody wants peace, right?
Thank you, Neil.
I think I will take that point that everybody wants peace. However, let's be honest now, Crystal. Peace looks different to men and women. We are simple creatures. Yep. We are basic, you know. We are basic in that everything that I can tell you about a man boils down to peace of mind, and the subcategory is peace and loving, right? We don't necessarily for us by and large, yes, we would want a woman to hold us down, take care of us, etc. Right? But if the circumstances does not allow for that, we could adjust to suit, right? We can move to suit. We can say, you know what, we're not gonna get any problems. Are there some men out there that do things that are stupid? I think everybody does stupid things. Let's be honest. That foolishness about work husband or work wife is nonsense. You got a man, woman home or whatever. You got somebody at work that you flirting with, and you. If I got a woman that talk about work husband, that is a problem for me. Cause that mean that anytime me you got a little noise, that man say, cha. that he says so for true. I would never say so if it to me.
Yeah.
If it to me. And you know what? All of a sudden that title work husband, that look attractive now. So anytime
work husband be kind of hard of mine.
I tell you, men and women, if you got a work husband if you got a partner, got a work husband or a work wife, address that. Cut out. That ain't not working for me. So yeah, but I think while we do exactly, Caswell, as much as we are we're both looking for peace. I guess the best thing I can ask a woman then, now that we have one on here, we have women in the chat, but us men and make a ball meal or they can agree or whatever. The point is we just want civility. We just want no contention. We just want things to just be, you know, when you come home from work, you nagging about, I don't know what you nagging about, whatever, but we don't want that. What to me, how does peace look like to you as a woman? What does peace in a relationship look like for you as a woman?
I mean, I tell you something, you can respond honestly and truthfully. So like you say, if I come home and I am nagging, you can simply tell me, okay, today is not your day for that. But you can't tell me so every day.
I want time out.
I want time
out. No, hold on a minute. Crystal, you can sit here and tell me, right? And I'm not talking about you personally, right? Because I understand you personally, but you're telling me that that's what you as a woman want. And
in relation to your example,
right.
It can't be everything you don't want. Every day it's gonna be the same.
every day might not be the same. You think the women? You think women out there like that? You think women out there? A woman come home, she boss was on. She asked the co-worker that she don't like had said the same, but she and they had a little tense interaction or whatever. You come home and you vex to the word. The dishes ain't thing. And you start nagging, they say, babe. Tonight ain't night for that, right? Tonight ain't night for that. Oh, you think that could work out for me?
How you say
It depends on how I say it.
I mean, I understand you had a bad day. I want to hear about it, but right now, I ain't in the mood. Because if I don't listen to you, I know you're going to get back.
Crystal.
I will have to leave.
Crystal.
You just say, no, you want me to tell you how to go. I'm telling you how peace should go.
Okay. You are right. This is how peace should go. I want the women to listen to this, by the way, because this is important. Go ahead.
So in that way, you get up. I feel it as though the onus is on you now to come and tell me, all right, talk to me what you want to talk to me about. I shouldn't have to come back to you now and say, we're ready to talk, because then you got problems. You tell me you want this time, I give it to you. Come to me now and ask me what was wrong.
Right.
I shouldn't have come work now, come home the next following day, we ain't talk about it, because nobody bets with you. I don't care what happened with my boss. You get problems. Because if you what you want and you're not doing the same for me in return. But that's peaceful then.
Okay, so when they might ask, you come on, something's clearly wrong, and they might ask, babes, what going on? We're wrong. And all of a sudden, no, you turn into Keisha, and we get, what am I supposed to do to that? What am I supposed to do to that? When there's something clearly wrong, they might ask you, what up? And you say, what am I supposed to do?
I would laugh. Me personally, if my woman tell me as there were going on, she said nothing, I'm gonna break down laughing. I'm sorry to tell you, we may be done. That's all right. It would be worth it. Anyhow, Crystal, where's yours?
Something like that, though, honestly, something would have had to build up to lead to that point. It can't just be the blue random, nothing. You get where I'm coming from?
Right.
I would only do that if it's the same situation. If I told you about something, you said you needed time, I gave it to you. Days pass, you ask me about it 3 days later. It's nothing now. I want you want to hear from me?
Very well. But say again. Just say that again.
It just can't be the next day you come home and nothing. Same wrong with she.
Right. All right. So from what I understanding, is let me think. So basically, you have no problem. This is for you. You have no problem in you coming home, you ready to vent, you in a mood or whatever, and the man say, all right, I can just let you calm down because the energy you bring right now. Obviously, he's not gonna say it like this. He's gonna say it in a way that he obviously knows you. Whatever he's gonna say, the energy that you bring right now, let me you just calm down, take your time. I will check in on you a little later. For you, you just want that man to follow up on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Do what?
Right. All right. So I try to be very thoughtful. I agree with you. But in practicality, let's just say not every woman is the same. Let's just say that there are some women, it don't matter how nice you say, it don't matter how PC, how you come and say, I understand that you're frustrated with your day. I understand that you're upset and you're in a mood. I think that right now you need to calm down before you can express yourself.
No, you can't say that. That is the one thing you cannot say, Diesel.
But there,
you can't say what calm down.
But there,
shut up.
But there, the point is, that's the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter how I bring it over. It doesn't matter. The point is that that is how it should work. I'm just saying that women, from my experience, don't necessarily want to hear, like, right now I want to express myself to you. You are telling me to essentially calm down and not to express myself in the manner I wish to express myself. This is a problem. I think that is important because I find that more men are more alike than women are alike to others. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, by and large, most men
operate the same way.
Operate within the same wheelhouse. I find that women are drastically different, right? Because should I say it? Should I not say it? Women operate more so on emotion than men, right? So therefore, I mean, Crystal is science. Sorry if that one hard to swallow, but you should have popped some water. The point is that we men we men generally operate within the same wheelhouse, right? Like a man gonna come home, a man can do certain things a particular way. He is not necessarily. I'm not saying there are not men out there that are assholes. I'm not saying there are not men out there that can get on foolish or whatever. I'm saying by and large, most men are similar in their demeanor when it comes to certain things. For example, we go to work, our boss on our ass, we having stress, we don't say anything when we get home. That is not necessarily a good thing.
Exactly.
It is not necessarily a good thing, but from woman to woman, the examples that we could go into several different examples of how we should say things, how we should approach situations, whatever. But basically, depending on the woman, that you could talk to 10 women in a row. By and large, I feel that answer would change. And the thing about it is while doing this space, while having these conversations, and we've been doing this now for a while, it is interesting how the women, I could only say that we are fortunate to be of a certain, I guess, intelligence or demeanor or whatever, that we attract a certain level of women around the podcast and everything like that, where we don't got like contentious women or, by and large, I think most of the women that have come into this chat or come on the show or anything that are not contentious or illogical or irrational. You know what I mean? By and large, while they they have a framework of how a relationship should go, how the dynamic should go, and they're not saying they hate all men and men is junk or whatever. They're fully aware of, what they need and don't need when it comes to a man. But the point is that it seems like what is prevalent out there, and I was talking in another space, is not necessarily that they're the majority, but they're the vocal majority or the vocal minority. Where they're on social media and they're putting up all of these tweets, retweets, and putting up all these funny retweeting all sorts of foolishness, and then women get gassed up. You know what I mean? Some women are intelligent enough to say that and say, all right, that's funny, or in that situation, I could agree. But there are some women that can pick it up and say, yeah, you know what? She is right. You know what I mean? I dealing with this at home. I should deal with this particular way. So I think, and I wish, I tell Derek this very often, I wish we had a bigger audience, a more varied audience, because I really want to talk to women and men that do not necessarily think like us, don't necessarily operate like us. So it's very important. It is very important to understand that, well, I know some people in this chat might be saying, got women that don't need black men, or why black men ain't dating black women. It's 9 third. Believe you me, outside of the walls of this podcast, there are some very weird perspectives when it comes to men and dating and the whole thing. So it is important, as I tell them to share content. Getting the word out there. When I got say ignorant friends, I know that when I got ignorant friends, Crystal, you got ignorant friends. You got female friends that are dancey. Send them this podcast and let us talk things. Pardon me?
I would never. No, please, no, please. None of my friends are done. See? Not me.
You're not sharing it with the friends, or your friends are not dancey.
Don't see.
All right.
Okay.
All right, dancey. All right, dancey is that was said tongue in cheek.
Yeah, that's a little inflammatory.
That's a little inflammatory. It ain't be dancey, but you know what I mean. There are women out there that ascribe to this. I don't need a man, toxic, and that are toxic. Everybody has toxic friends. Everybody got toxic friends. So just share the content and let me get the conversation going. I don't know if you want to dive in the chat there.
Yeah, I can dive in the chat a little bit. I really want to know what we can do, because again, I think that's the purpose of us having these conversations. What can we do to kind of bridge the divide? Because it's clear we got this, I need a man, I need a woman. Well, you hear I need a man kind of thing. That's the dynamic more often than not. And again, the studies have shown, Crystal, that men want to be with the women. You know what I mean?
Crystal, hold on. Say that again.
I find that so hard to believe.
Well, hold on to your hat, because more men are willing to stay married. You know the divorce rates.
Yeah.
Men are more willing to work and maintain their relationship. Yes, amongst all the cheating.
This way, put it. How often do we hear? Don't study the man, go school and get education first, or don't study the man. Your 20s is to have some fun. Yeah, you all right? I get it, you. What are you thinking about that? Let me hear you. Yeah. Matter of fact, no, I got the better one.
That's the S1 music. I can't hear it. Yeah. The S1 music. Yeah. But there,
we are so keen to push that. You know what I mean? We don't push relationships, and men looking to have relationships with the women. The women is like, nah, I ain't looking to have that. They rather have some children, and then look to get married later on. Yeah.
No.
Talk to me.
Speak up. Talk to the mic, man.
No, please. I don't agree.
You're not buying what I'm saying. You can't agree.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Hold on. Go ahead. From your perspective, let me.
Obviously, at the time when I was going to get my education, in a studying the boys, because boys lead to bad things. So you can't just say that kind of. You get where I'm coming from? Ain't be good if I end up pregnant, can't done school. Like you get where I'm coming from? If father saying school,
right.
Obviously, that narrative is going to be pushed. And then on the flip side, for get your education and for having fun, that's because most of the time the men that you would encounter are already having fun. So instead of sitting looking for a man that out there having fun already, go out there in the streets and have fun too.
I love it.
Direction.
Say again. Repeat what you just said. You're breaking up.
It comes with direction behind it. Not true.
All right, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
And again, you are free to give as much information as you want or not. But from your interaction with men, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would you surmise from men based on your dating history?
I want to choose my words carefully.
Please do. Family show.
What not? You're finding for me. I found men that want to just have we do a relationship, right?
And pretend to want a relationship.
On for the first couple, however long, and then all of a sudden is if we're doing it, I don't hear from you. I don't see you. There's only a message from the morning. And for me, obviously, I'm a younger person. I'm not subscribing to being out in the street. If I with you and I want a relationship, I want a relationship. So for me, my history has been pretending. Yeah, I let you real bad. You know, some of these first couple of weeks is moon. Yes, this is what I'm getting. And then I don't see you for 2 weeks, and you think that's okay. You get where I'm coming from?
Right.
Yeah.
Before give I don't.
Yeah, we get you.
And that's been my history. So when you find a man now that's willing to put in the effort continuously, it can't be every day, but continuous effort. Like you said, as a good man, a rare man.
Right.
Real man. So have you ever encountered? Okay, so that's your overall summary, but you've encountered men that obviously would have been intentional with being with you. It may not have worked out. It may have worked out. I don't know your dating, whatever. But the point is you have encountered some men. I would hope. Or let me ask: have you encountered a man or a few men that say, you know, well, let me do this thing, let me go forward or whatever? It may not have worked. It may have worked. But the point is, it wasn't like what you described overall.
I never had anybody come and outwardly tell me, okay, let me just do the thing. It's always been a pretend.
As somebody saying in the chat, the long con. Trying to get in draws.
Good example. I like that, the long con.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be, yeah, you, let me carry out. You go for a couple of times. You gotta be my girlfriend if you, sorry, you have to be my boyfriend if you want the good.
So
You get where
action,
coming?
right.
So obviously, no, me saying that eventually that's where you can get, and then all of a sudden that's all the relationship is. Like I don't want that. If you know that's what you want, you should be man enough to say this is what I want from you. I'm okay enough that when I say I don't want to do that, you're good with it. I should have to come to you either. Yeah, I really like you. I know that I boy plays games somebody else my attention. You know what I'm saying? Come and say what you want, say with your chest and take well like you said, rejection. Take the rejection. Cause I ain't gonna be wanting people gonna be like, Carrier, you get where I'm coming from? Yeah, I
Right.
ain't,
Okay, sure.
I ain't just they have to continue.
Just saying. All right, that is interesting conversation. If you don't mind me asking, again, I asking personal questions or whatever, but generally speaking, what is the age range of the men that would approach you or would date you? Would you say you more lean to older men, younger men? It don't matter. Mixed bag.
Older man. I think older man like me.
Older men like you. So so the situations that you describe are really more older men.
Yeah. I without giving out all my business,
Of course.
I've really people that were close in my age. Lack of trying, but they were not interested, so I'm not gonna pursue that. Like people say, like who like you?
But who about
If a
you?
man 5 years, 10 years, however much older that I deem okay,
Right.
then give me the attention I want. I can do the same for him. I go from over there, off the street. Come and get me that.
Jeez. Fair enough.
She off the streets.
Off the street, out the streets, out these streets. But the reason why I'm asking this question is because I trying to okay, what have you learned from the situations that would have played out for you in the dating history, and that a man just essentially telling you, yeah, man, I can do X, Y, and Z, and then when you all agree to do things, you end up in a situation where it seems to be just a physical relationship and he's not necessarily meeting your emotional wants and desires and stuff like that.
Conversation needs to be had, you know? I feel like for me, conversation is one of the top things. So if I come into you and tell you, well, okay, in the beginning, it was X, Y, and Z, and we form and all of a sudden LMNOP. We ain't got problems. And this is really part about peace something. Because if I'm coming and telling you these things calmly to converse with you, so the way will continue, you're not taking me on, then the problems can come because I can be back.
Yeah,
and then it's crawling. Oh, when all this want crawl. This, but you didn't listen to me the first time when I came to you with the issue.
Right.
We just doing the do. What else is there for the relationship? Oh man, I do this, do that. And everybody back. Men have got feelings too, you know. Don't let them fool you.
Fast.
Repeat that there.
They have feelings too.
Yes, we
do.
Yeah, man.
Good, bad, and indifferent.
Get out here, hold on, boy. All right.
Yeah. So I do agree with you. That I think communication, and it's hard, you know. I mean, let me first say that, you know what I mean, like communication and speaking with intent and stuff like that. It is hard because there is a level of vulnerability when it comes to those types of conversations. So like, I mean, I personally can't speak to say as a man, if I like you and I want you in a sexual context, I would I would not do that long con. Right? I would not be like, yeah, I like you, I want to make you my girlfriend, and I would take you out and I would take you off the market, girl, you sweet, this and that next, and then have it fall into that routine. I am not that. If I tell you that I, intend to, eventually do this, that, and next, and third, even though it may not work out, whether for whatever reason, the point is that's my intention, right? My intention is not just be hitting and quitting, right? I think that there is a space, and I was told this by a good friend of ours, is that if you express your desires earlier, you would be surprised what the answer may be, right? If you approach a woman and you tell the woman, look, here at you, I like to say what's in the space relationship, but we could kick it, we could have some fun. I mean, if you come in a respectful manner, more than likely that woman is gonna be, she can either tell you no politely or she might tell you yes emphatically. So
let me get just to get some pushback on that, Neil. That really depends on who the man is, because we know the short, fat, black man can't call that short.
Of course.
No offense to the short, fat, black man that might be in the chat.
Yeah.
But ladies, we know that the short, fat, black man can't call that short.
So he might get tallies.
But it could be Jordan.
I would be surprised.
You'd be surprised?
That's not true.
So you would give a shot.
Not me. Not me at all.
Not me.
I didn't even go ahead and.
You'd be surprised how many women sharks.
Say that again. You breaking up. I don't know why.
You have to remember, right? It's all about emotion and the down below part. Some women don't care. If that's what you really want to do, and I want to do it too, the woman can go down. You'll be surprised how many women do the thing.
Yeah, all right. Let's leave that there. But the point I was trying to make. What was the point I was trying to make? I think that it is important to, and it's so hard. I can only imagine it. Excuse me. I can only imagine it being very difficult for women because, unfortunately, there are men that ain't gonna be above board, right? A man can talk sweet to get the sweets, right? And that's unfortunate. But what I would say to that is, I think that for women, I think that there should be more intent on having those conversations. I think we as men should be more intent on having those conversations as well. The conversation is not easy. It ain't a sexy conversation. You know what I mean? And it's a hard truth. I think speaking about expectations early on should be discussed as well. And you meet a woman, so y'all kicking it and thing, and before, and this is obviously before the intimacy and everything like that. As soon as Krista said, the down below parts get involved, your brain scramble. Especially if it good. If it good, brain fuzz out.
You're going clear.
Yeah. You gonna lower law foolishness, man. She's a good girl. I like she's a good girl, but she's a girl I like. But I think a girl I like. So I think that we need to have more purposeful conversation, more conversations. Okay? And it's hard though. I will say this because sometimes it is.
See the ladies in the chat saying that they've dated the short fat men before.
No, you how many ladies you saying?
One. Ladies. We get the D's, man.
So that way saying the ladies.
Yeah, come on, man. But and
the ladies.
We can do a show about that though, about physical appearance and the importance of physical appearance in relationships, right? Because again, it's one of them shows.
That is important. Yeah, man. I think that is not easy conversation to have, because as much as you can, for a man, for me, I can ask you, Crystal, for example, and say, all right, look, we went for a couple of dates, we like one another, I want to move forward with an intent. And the goal is to eventually move into a relationship. What are your expectations? Now, you could say your expectations is, I want you to check in on me at least once a day. I need you to do this, that, and next, third. As a matter of fact, you as a woman, you said it earlier, you may not want to say these things. You understand what I mean? You may say something as blanketed as, I want emotional support. But what does that emotional support look like from me? Because you may want emotional support, and emotional support may look good for you with a man checking in the morning saying, hey, hope you have a good day, hope everything is good. Or at the end of the day saying, look, I hope you had a good day, or whatever. Or it may look at me checking in on you and us having conversations throughout the day, depending on what our jobs are and our flexibility and everything like that. But I find that those conversations, while important, it is still very difficult because there is still a level of vagueness in those conversations, right? Like, I can tell you my expectation. My expectation is that we kick it, I'm a simple man. I just want the ease, and I want you to be my soft place to land, and we could go about whatever. Don't be horning me. You know what I mean? Like we could talk about those expectations, everything like that. But I find that for some people, the expectations are they may be stated if those conversations are had, but it's still very vague. You know what I mean? Emotional support is vague.
Yeah.
And
What I would say,
Mhm.
to that, as because you're talking about being vague, and I think we need to be more specific, or some people say Pacific or Atlantic or whatever you want to call it, but we need to be a bit more specific in terms of what we're looking for in relationships. And I don't think that we do that well. I see Marley made a comment earlier saying that men need to operate more on the emotions. Sorry. Yeah, men, don't do that. Because the reality is emotions are what's the word? They shift like the sands. Yeah, they shift like the sands. So it is better to be ruled by logic than emotion. Because if I'm happy today and they don't I'm happy tomorrow, I could like you today and not like you tomorrow. You know what I mean? So then all of a sudden, now the relationship is a roller coaster. You know what I mean? It won't work well if two people in a relationship be emotional like that. But if you want to fight me on that, you can fight me on that.
When you say A, you gotta say B.
Man,
I want to hear Crystal's point on this, Derek.
Yeah.
Go.
Start off by saying you have to put your expectations at the beginning. So if I expect you to be emotionally available sometimes, and you agree to it, you can't come and tell me you want to rule by logic. You gotta put in emotions sometimes. Emotions are a part of people.
No. Of course. But at the end of the day, the logic still has to be. I had a preset that said to me one time, you must be guided by emotion and intellect, equal parts, right? Big up my man Frank Burt Hamilton, Harcourt Marshall, right? Yeah, rest in peace.
A lot of name, boy.
You got
that is a lot of name.
Yeah, a lot of name. But yeah, that was my guy, and he said, you gotta operate with both emotion and intellect, right? And so we're not saying rule out disregard, but also consider, the logical part of it. See here. A name I can't get pronounced. Black women is baboon. You have no love for black women. You're not welcome in Israel, like America. Same way. Okay. Saw something else earlier. Where is that? Okay, I missed it.
All right, while you do that, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Senate podcast. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Just like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell on your way in and out so that you don't miss anything going on. But most importantly, we ask you to share the content so we could continue to have conversations not only with women that are like-minded or don't let me say like-minded, but women that are we want to reach as many people as possible. Let me put it like that. We just left that there.
Yeah, see, Marley say if you ignore your emotions, you cut them off, and then you have no experience in controlling them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to be guided by both and apply that which needs to be applied in the particular situation, right? So yeah, that's really where we are.
But let me. I know that we have a woman here. Let's ask her this question. You're talking about essentially emotional intelligence. I saw that in there. That's exactly what we're talking about. Emotional intelligence, right? Not necessarily saying you want a man that is not in control of his emotions, but yet still you want that emotional connection. You want to be able to feel as though you're able to support that man emotionally. How do you see that? What's the perfect balance for you in terms of the emotional intelligence? Because there are some men, let's be honest, there are some men that ain't really big in sharing the feelings or talking about certain things or the I love yous and the holding hands and stuff like that. And then there are men that can be sending you good morning, my grand rising, glorious,
glorious rising,
glorious rising, my beautiful Nubian queen. And every time he see you, every time when I have made love, he crying and like they're extremes. They're extremes, right? I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to be like that now, but I was looking for examples, I couldn't find any. But let me ask you, what was a happy medium for you in terms of what do you think a man? How you think a man should necessarily express himself emotionally, how, when, and where, or what's too much for you?
Too much for me would be the latter that you described. Every time you see me is some foolishness. Oh yes, my beautiful queen, and this and that. You don't mean that. That's fakeness. But I think the man.
Hold on. How you know the man don't mean that?
All right. Suppose, no, you see, now you're saying you want the man to be emotional, right? I see Marley in the chat saying, but something about men not wanting to talk or be emotionally vulnerable or something like that. And now you're saying that if the man expresses how you feel, that's much for you.
Let me not be. All right. It's slight facetiousness there. Like, continue.
Yeah, it's just not like.
Someone's going to make it every day and have the emotional capacity to be telling somebody, yes, beautiful this, and yes, my Nubian queen and my king. No one wants that. I want the occasional, hi, beautiful, you good? Because I don't want to hear it from other men. But to answer Neil's point, the man will have to determine what he is comfortable with in terms of emotion. It can't be 0 and it can't be 100. You get where I'm coming from? Compromise has to come into play. Yes, I am telling you, I need you to be more emotionally available, intelligent, whichever one you want to use. You have to tell me what you are willing to give, and we work from there. I can't come and tell you what I think is enough, because at the end of the day, you're a person with your own emotions and your own thoughts and feelings. Because I might say, you know what, I want that every time you wake up, you message me and tell me good morning. Every time you come home and on the evening, you're going to message me. I want a call throughout the day. I want that 7 days a week. I can't come and tell you that. You have to tell me what is comfortable for you. And we compromise in the middle. You get where I'm coming from?
Right.
Yeah. Grand raising, my beautiful queen.
I love that line.
Brown and glorious, right? My beautiful Nubian queen. I don't have the wherewithal to type out that every morning. Anyhow, all right. So I understand what you're saying. So I think that is also too. It's interesting, right? Because that also should be a conversation that you should have in terms of emotional intelligence and where you're comfortable and where you're not comfortable with. Unfortunately, we don't like. You know how many conversations you gotta have before you should really be getting in bed and having sex? Like there's so many. There are so many conversations, and we call it, especially in the black community, we got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Shoot, let me help you out, dog.
You look good. I want to see you naked. That's essentially what men and women be telling themselves.
Pretty much.
Exactly. So it is hard because the thing about it is, and I realized this in the last few months, right? Like you're talking about a life partner. Not saying that it may turn out to be a life partner. I'm not saying you're putting pressure on it to be a life partner, but if you're going down the line of saying I want to be somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend, you have to be thinking for a long. You gotta be thinking about more than a few weeks. You're thinking about for a period of time, and you should be having these conversations. You go on a date, instead of asking about your favorite color, ask about trauma. Instead of asking about, what was your favorite movie or whatever, ask more pertinent questions. And then
I think we gotta start with knowledge of self first. I think because
that's what I was just about to say. Yeah,
you gotta kind of know who you are and the things you want. Were you willing to accept that kind of stuff? And then please note what I said: the things you're willing to accept, not allow, accept, right? And then you can go from there. But that part don't kick in until after we, as my mother with every some stomach pass. You know what I mean? That don't kick in until then. So that's part of the challenge we have, right?
Yeah. Knowledge of self, one, and it is really hard to be vulnerable. Let me put it like that. It is really, really hard to have that level of vulnerability, particularly with somebody that you recently met and you have not been that intimate with. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on 2 dates. I went on 2 dates with this woman, and I like she, I want she like me, she want me, and all of a sudden now we talking about was your likes and dislikes in terms of emotional vulnerability and emotional availability. Like that could be a little too much for some people. Shoot, and that could be enough for some women. Let me be honest. So I think it is very, very, very hard. All right, should I address this? We name Matawuso or Matawus or whatever. Yeah, brother. I don't know what you think this is or whatever, but we can talk about feelings because we're human beings. We talk about being a man. Be a man is what? Don't talk about your feelings. That's why we got the highest suicide rate on the planet. So
Agreed.
let me not let me we can talk about feelings. I sorry if this is not a space for you, but this is a space where we talking about from a realistic and transparent way of dealing with life. And the reason why we men are willing to go out there and do this is too emotional for me, kitten and heel. Well, brother, thanks for coming. Give me a dislike on your way out. Subscribe, share the content. But this space here, we are holding each other to account. And one of those things we are not going to do is to tell people bottle up your emotions and feelings, particularly men are doing nothing. God damn it, a man bottle up emotions and feelings and out there cheating, out there don't know what to do, looking to self-delete or delete somebody else, then we can run into problems. We can talk about feelings. I ain't telling you we're going to be out here on the floor, holding hands and talk about kumbaya.
Praying
That's not what I'm saying. But part of being a healthy, functioning human being is to talk about emotions. So if that is too much for you, my brother, I wish you all the best. Anyhow, outside of that, yeah, the vulnerability, which is a very interesting segment of what I was saying. It's very hard to be emotional. It's very hard to be vulnerable emotionally because you don't know the person and those things come on. Next thing we're gonna be all right. I can deal with you, Derek. Carry show there for a minute.
Just leave it alone. Don't say awesome. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, but I
right?
want.
Shoulders are. But yeah, to Neil's point, again, we gotta talk about all the aspects of it and pay respect to all the aspects of it. And indeed, emotions are a part of it. You can't be talking about interpersonal relationships and not talking about emotions. So, but for me, we got to be able to manage, again, intellect and emotion, equal parts, you know what I mean? And apply that which needs to be applied at the point, right? So yeah, I see Marley saying that men don't talk, but men indeed do talk. But unfortunately, it gets weaponized sometimes, and then they decide not to talk. So that's what happens. Or matter of fact, they decide not to talk. They talk to the boys. They may not talk to you, the source of the problems. to put it that way. Yeah, to put it that way. But yeah, go ahead.
Women are talking to the outside woman about problem.
Or that. And I've said that before. Sometimes a man will go looking for one thing, he gets that, but then he gets sex in the bargain as well. So he might be looking for some place for a plate of food. You get a plate of food and some sex. He might be going looking for somebody to talk to, somebody to actually hear what he's saying and not weaponize what he's saying. He get that, but he gets some sex too. All of a sudden I run out. Are you wondering why? I'm cursing. So yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation. But folks, it is 9:47 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. You are indeed watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube. We are at that kind of time. We got some more business we gotta sort out before we get cracking. Crystal, thank you so much. Sorry, Tallies, thank you so much for joining the panel tonight. We gotta have you come back again and then we talk the things some more. It's always refreshing to have a woman's perspective, especially when you juxtapose it against how militant it could be or how harsh it could be. It's good to have a softer perspective and Neil somewhere in the middle. Kind of trying to weather the storm between the two. But yeah, man, it's good to have you here. Don't go yet. We got some stuff to deal with. So yeah. You there, Neil?
I right here. I just
Yeah.
life. You cannot make a life. That's all I can leave it. We can talk afterward. But you can't make a life.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, folks. Show near live we do not shoot at all. At least we don't make the rules. We just make sure you guys know what they are. Yeah. You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Be the best version of you for you. We can see y'all again soon. We got a short coming tomorrow, so look out for that. Also, remember, we still in the COVID environment, so we can see y'all again very, very soon.
Peace, love, and counter grease.
Bye.